Hello, yes, back with more Batman animated series. For some reason I'm hyped up this time. So maybe it's the fact that well, I would say I'm doing this earlier than I would usually do because it's 9:30 as opposed to 11:15. But in it's an earlier time, but it's a later day because this is Thursday when I'm supposed to have already edited and uploaded this video for early access, but that's not the case. So because of my work schedule now, I just can't get the early access up a full week early. So from now on, most likely early access will be going up the day after the previous one comes out on YouTube. So it's Thursday now. It's Thursday now. Batman the Animated Series should be coming out on 11 o'clock my time on Thursday nights. You will be getting if you pay for early access, you'll get it the day after. So you get a six day early access, but we'll call it a week, even though it's not. But yeah, it's just because the way who knows, this may change at some point because my editing software that I have right now, whenever I've finished editing a video, even if it's a 20-minute video, it takes like 2 hours to export. So I get home from work. Obviously, I have shower. I have my food, and by that point, it's like 7:15. So, and I need to be in bed by 11. And importing stuff onto the computer takes like 40 minutes. Editing it takes about an hour, maybe, and then exporting takes like an extra 2 hours. So it's just to lighten the load a bit, to spread my tasks out a bit more. So yeah, hopefully this even though I was supposed to record this yesterday, but I'm recording it today. So yikes, I'm already failing. But yeah, this is Batman the Animated Series, episode 22, I believe. Yeah, because last week was 21. It was the end of the Clayface arc, which left off on a pretty chilling note with him shapeshifting into a woman and then just laughing because everyone thinks he's dead now. So he's got the perfect cover. Everyone thinks he's dead and he can shapeshift into anyone. So he has got the perfect cover. And what I really like about Clayface is he can be anyone, and he's supposed to be an actor. So that's what I really love about Clayface. He can literally play anyone he wants because he can shapeshift. Someone mentioned in the comments that they obviously gave Matt Hagen Basil Karlo's origin story with him being an actor and everything, but isn't the usual typical? Well, it was kind of in this as well, but wasn't it? Is sometimes a thing where Basil Karlo, he's trying to be an actor, he can act, but he's not got a likable face, and this is in some iterations, but Basil Karlo, he can't get work as an actor because he is, well, everyone thinks he's ugly, so he can't get work as an actor. So he becomes Clayface, and he can now be any role he wants. But then again, I don't think that origin story works as well if there wasn't a Clayface that comes before that. So this is a good mesh of the two. But yeah, I really loved Clayface. One of the best villains. He's up there with Joker, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface. I think those are my top four. Those villains have been great so far. Joker's been in the most episodes. Two-Face, his build from those 2 episodes was amazing. Mr. Freeze only needed 1 episode, and it was a literal award-winning episode. And Clayface, just the 2-episode arcs usually tend to build the villains up great. The villains definitely gain a lot more from having a 2-episode arc. But Joker is just so entertaining that he doesn't need it, and Mr. Freeze's episode was just written so well. But yeah, this is episode 22. I wonder where this episode is going to take us, because please stop with your your sewer kings, your boss biggesses, and stop with your one-off villains. We want the big villains. I mean, some one-off episodes are very good, like the It's Never Too Late episode. That was a great episode, and it didn't need a big villain. I just want to see a good villain in this episode. So shall we just get into the new episode of Batman the Animated Series right now? What have you got for me? Yes, Joker episode. I've been waiting for a Joker episode. I don't have my notes out. I haven't seen Joker in a while. I've missed him. I was almost complaining about too much of him before. Now I've missed him. Dude!
Yeah, I'm talking to you, clown. You think you own the whole road? Why, for 2 cents
You messed up, dude. I'd be so scared. Oh, that's so scary.
There's your 2 cents. Now, what are you going to do to me? Listen, I'm sorry, really. I had a bad day. Boss turned down my raise, and now look, my rude friend. We can't have people cursing at each other on the freeway. It's simply not polite.
I've missed Mark Hamill's voice.
Here's the deal. I'll let you off if you promise to do a little favor for me.
Blackmail. Well, blackmail. Threatening, really.
I don't know. I haven't thought of this yet. I'll be in touch.
Where's that light coming from in the background? Maybe it's his car. Oh, God, man. 2 years!
I arranged another early parole as soon as I heard about Gordon's
Harley!
testimonial.
It is to laugh, huh, Mr. J?
Harley!
Just an old friend who's dying to do me a favor.
Okay. Why him, though, after all this time? Oh god, was that the kid from I've Got Batman in my basement?
Now listen up, Charlie. Tell the family you have to visit a sick friend. Oh, and let's keep this to us.
You are visiting a sick friend.
Jumping Jiminy Christmas. Charlie Collins, it's been forever. How are you, man? You look great. You lost a little weight. Lost a little hair, too. 3 times you opened it. And that's it? Wait, that's the favor? You called me here just to open the door? Well, look at the size of that cake, man. She can't open the door and push it in all at once. Think.
Kate goes boom! Bullock.
Not bad.
Montoya? Hello? What are you doing? He's leaving.
Sir, I believe you may be needed inside.
Bat signal. The start of the bat signal. Ooh. Is it gas? Joker's in the cake. I thought it was a bomb. There's the bomb.
Wear it in good health. Only maybe 59 seconds of it. Toodles.
Toodles.
That came from outside. Rocco, Henshaw, I smell a bat. Quick, to the van.
Mr. J.
His I'm down for a Batman versus Harley and Joker. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. He's dead.
Right. Tell me another.
He caught her that easily.
Beauty school's starting to look pretty good about now.
Genius the way you constructed this temple. Completely accurate. Right down to the poison tip dots. The drop away floor is a nice touch too.
I love the visual of Batman in this. Just the silhouette with the white eyes. It's so good. That's even better. And throw it down there, yeah, please.
Hold it. Oh, come on. I said hold it. Now this time, I found this blown out of the van. This is how it ends. No big schemes, no grand fight to the finish with the Dark Knight. Tomorrow, all the papers will say is that the great Joker was found blown to bits in an alley, alongside a miserable little nobody. Kind of funny, ironic, really. See, I can destroy a man's dreams too, and that's really the only dream you've got, isn't
He
it?
snapped.
No! Batman! Batman! How long have you been there? Long enough. Put it down, Charlie. No, you'll just escape again. This is the only way my family stays safe. All right, you win. Take it easy. Here's everything on his blasted family. Names, addresses, it's all there. Hey, Joker. Gotcha. Very funny. A million laughs. Go home, Mr. Collins. Home. I never thought that could sound so good.
Yes! Yes! What an amazing episode that was. I enjoyed that so much. I got quite a few notes down. Amazing. Okay. First of all, that episode's just put a smile on my face. The beginning scene with him, Charlie having a bad day, he to the point where he just road rages someone who slightly annoyed him, and it turns out it was the Joker of all people. Joker just driving a normal car. Did it have suitcases on the top of it as well? Where are you going? But the Joker, the scene of him just driving everywhere and the Joker just following him and waving at him, it was so creepy. Like, to think that there is a psychotic clown after you is the worst feeling. I've never experienced it myself and don't want to. But to just keep following you in his car to the point where he caught up to him, and then he just took his information and then waited 2 years to ask him for a favour. So yeah, he moved away, moved to Ohio, changed his name, changed his family's name, all to try and get away. But it was all in vain. He did not get away, because Joker never lost him. He just kept track of him. The favour was to gatecrash Gordon's honorary his celebration for Jim Gordon, the police commissioner. What was Harley doing here? This was very much an introduction like Robin, like just came out of nowhere whatsoever. I mean, I hope that we get a proper origin story for Harley at some point, and I hope this was just a one-off thing, because I think Harley Quinn deserves an origin story. But bloody hell, it was good to have her in here. I mean, I could have done with a little bit more action from her. She's supposed to be a gymnast and very good at fighting and everything. So, Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn. I wonder if she's all the voice actor does all the voice acting for Harley Quinn in this show. Possibly. But Charlie managed to send out a signal to Batman in the shape. I don't know what it was. Was it a bat statue or something? Why would we have that? But in the window, and it created a bat symbol on a lit up window. So is that the beginning of the bat signal? Is that where the idea for the bat signal comes from? Because I'm all for that. Kind of came out of nowhere. It would make more sense if Gordon thought of that idea. If Gordon was the one who warned Batman, I don't know how. I like that Charlie did, but imagine if Gordon was the one who tried sending that signal out to Batman and was like, you know what, we could make this a permanent thing. We'll get a spotlight and shine it in the sky. But obviously Gordon couldn't do it because he was frozen by the freeze gas, along with Harvey Bullock and Renee Montoya. Good to see Montoya back. I mean, she didn't do any voice acting whatsoever. She was just there. But they were all frozen with gas. Was it nerve gas? Possibly. I think I've seen that in Shadow the Hedgehog. In the final story of Shadow the Hedgehog, like all the characters except for Shadow get frozen with like nerve gas. I really thought Charlie had snapped at the end. I thought he was holding an actual bomb that was about to blow up the Joker. And Joker was terrified to the point where he was calling Batman for help. He was cowering behind Batman as well. But it was all a fake. Just a fake bomb that it was basically a party popper. And now that guy's just going to go back home to his family. I don't know why he feels safe now, because even though Joker handed over all the information, he probably still remember a lot of it. I mean, he still knows where he lives. He still knows his new name. It's not like he's going to forget it, even though he had it in a book and he handed it over. He's going to remember certain things. So if I was Charlie, I would not feel safe. Still, Charlie's just had a bad time of it. And for some reason he feels safe now. Don't know why he would, but maybe Charlie can actually have a good day for once now. And obviously for the little intro to his new life in Ohio, they had a kid riding a bike. That was definitely the same kid from I've Got Batman in My Basement. So reuse of animation there, but we don't mind. Joker, of course. Joker is the MVP of any episode that he's in. He steals the show. Like, you could have an episode be 10% Joker and 90% Batman, and Joker would still steal the show. You put Harley in there as well, considering how successful she is. Mind you, this is where her success started. This show is where the character of Harley Quinn was created. So her success started here. This must have been her first ever appearance, because it was the first episode she was in, and she started on this show. So yeah, this would have been Harley Quinn's first ever appearance, probably. And that's mad, considering how popular she is nowadays. She's had 2 movies, and she's going to be in a 3rd one. But yeah, she was very much Joker's sidekick in this episode, which obviously she was. She spent many years that way. Obviously, none of the abusive relationship stuff. But I imagine obviously we'll get into that later as we go on, when we get introduced to her more, because like I said, I want a proper introduction for her. I want a 2 or 3 episode arc of her being a psychiatrist at Arkham, talking to the Joker, and then turn into the dark side, because it's deserved for Harley. What the hell gave them this idea? Because obviously this was the first appearance of Harley Quinn. Did the people who make this show, Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, did they just think, you know what, we'll give Joker a psychic character and make her look like a Harley Quinn? Where did that idea come from? I mean, obviously everyone would love to ask that question to them. What gave them the idea to just randomly throw her in this episode? I'm not complaining. I love seeing Harley Quinn, but I want to know that question. the answer to that question. But yeah, this was an amazing episode, an amazing one-off storyline episode with an incredible villain. Obviously, again, Joker is always the highlight. Joker just puts a smile on your face when you see him. You can't help but be terrified, but also smile whilst you're watching him. That's my personal opinion. Like, even though he's terrifying me, I can't help but smile when I'm watching him. I'm like smiling in fear. As always, this episode will be available full length on Patreon the day it comes out on YouTube, or it will be available 6 days earlier on on Patreon for $5 early access. So you get 6 days early access for $5 as well as the full length, or you could just get the full length for $3. So yeah, that was an incredible episode of Batman the Animated Series. So until next time, we are over and out. Bye!